Hey everybody, and welcome back to another cast of The Lord of the Rings, The Rise of the Witch King. Today's adventure in the lands of Middle-earth is going to be on a created map called Dylan's Dwelling that I actually made myself. And I am going to be spawning as Cloud down here as the elves in the lower left-hand corner. My allies in the center is going to be the dwarves, played by none other than my friend Shadow. And to his right, our final ally, also dwarves, is my friend Snitches. So we do have two dwarves and an elves versus the forces of I'm against an elves, against my friend Zorro, his ally JB playing as Mordor, and finally we have Osiris in the top spawning as men. So, as this battle gets underway here, I'm just going to take a quick look around the map. In the center, we do have a straight, sort of, pretty large area, as you can kind of tell here. And that is going to lead directly to your opponent on the other side of the map. However, for the people who are spawning on the side here, there is a sort of slanted, narrow ramp here, or not ramp so much as walkway to a center island, which does have a decent amount of land on it. You can probably get about 4, maybe 5 farms on here, depending on how you position them, and 4 to 5 farms on here, which would give you a huge income bonus, because really where you spawn, there's just not enough room. You can see I've got 1 farm here, 2. And I've kind of scattered my farms a little bit, so I've managed to get 3 of them here. But 3 farms is just not quite enough to sort of sustain yourself or make a decent sized army. Really, you want to have about 4 or 5 farms if you can. That's really your best. I mean, obviously you want to have more than that, but if you have 4 or 5, you're doing pretty well. And I am going to be spotting Zorro, who is building several. Is that a stable? No, that's another barracks. Building several barracks here on the center island. I built mine actually at the front here as well. We'll have to come back to that to see how he handles that situation. Meanwhile, on the right side of the map, looks like we do have Osiris. Who is he against again? Dwarves. And he is going to spot the dwarven builder here, who was not able to get up a mine, or at least it was destroyed. So Osiris is going to be claiming the center island, actually building his barracks here too, getting out several units of Gondor soldiers. And in response to this, we do have Snitches going for some guardians, which are pretty decent against these forces. We'll see if 2 of those forces can take out just 1 unit of guardians, though. In the center, we also have guardians going up against some Mordor forces of Haradrim and archers. That battle will most likely favor the dwarves, however, he does throw down the bonus. And gets a nice surround here on the Haradrim, so they'll fall pretty fast. That's going to be actually a pretty close battle. Meanwhile, Zorro actually pumps out some archers. Probably not the best idea with my troops already at his doorstep and nothing to cover them. So I will be going for the barracks here as he tries to get out some swordsmen to counter those pikemen. But I have my own archers now. Out as well, and those are going to sneak up from these from behind, take out them, and then these swordsmen, as soon as they come out, are just going to get drilled by the pikemen and the archers. Meanwhile, or in other news, on the center, we do have JB winning this battle here, sustaining some damage, but it looks like the archers will be able to clean this up. I believe these dwarves can just take so many archers, and yeah, with additional reinforcements, these dwarves will fall. JB is going to claim the center here and very intelligently throws down a mine here almost immediately to start grabbing that extra income. Again, for the sides, you can really build your farms in these big open spaces here, but for the 2 people who played in the center, you have to get out here and build these farms as fast as possible, because it's the only extra spot for you to build your resources. And that's really going to be your battles, who can get the farms here in the middle to get the extra resources. Now, it looks like Snitches here able to pump out enough dwarves to sort of overpower the forces of the men here. And despite additional barracks pumping out men, I'm not sure it's going to be enough, as these pikemen and guardians are so effective against melee units in combat. They just have so much health and deal a significant amount of damage. Rally Call does go down here to help assist them, and he might be able to actually hold this off for now with that Rally Call. Yeah, it looks like Snitches is going to have to fall back here a little bit. Zorro, on the other hand, getting... This is his troops right here. I believe these are mine archers. Yeah, they are. Zorro has now lost both his barracks up in the top left here and has been basically pushed off the island. I've thrown down a heroic statue, which, as you can see there, gives 50% damage and 50% armor, as well as double experience. So a very strong structure. Looks like Zorro almost took it out, but not quite able to do that. And then I've also thrown down a tower here to help fortify my position. Zorro desperately trying to hold on to his position now, pumping out lots of archers, throwing down a rally call, trying to get a tower up. But I am pushing through quite effectively here. And he's going to be in trouble really soon. Is JB going to have any extra troops to send over to help him? I think the answer is yes. Shadow here, not quite able to combat the forces of Mordor, sending in just a single unit of pikemen against this many archers. And he's built his barracks up here, so that is going to be in danger soon. He's actually built a couple barracks here. And generally dwarves can withstand a decent amount of arrows, but not this many arrows, as these guardians and those pikemen are going to fall quite easily. Meanwhile, Osiris also winning the battle here against the dwarves, as he was able to save that barracks with that rally call. Great throwdown on that rally call there. And so his dwarves, or so the dwarves of Snitches here are going to get surrounded. And Snitches throwing up a tower here to try and hold the line, so to speak. But the thing here is Osiris has the middle island. He has the extra resources. He has the extra barracks. So he can pump these out, and it looks like Glorfindel has arrived. That's actually my Glorfindel. Has now come over here and is trying, as you can see, immediately goes for the barracks. Ignores the troops, leave those to the guardians, and he's going to go straight for the barracks. And with that, Osiris is going to lose some of his production. And with that, these guardians may be able to sort of stand their ground against the men now without those reinforcements. And Glorfindel does spot a builder. He will be able to chase that down. I think... No, he's going to get stuck there a little bit. That builder's just... No! Does catch up to him as that builder stops and takes him out. So that is going to put an additional halt on sort of the production of Osiris, as he needs to get his other builder either up there, or he won't be able to produce two things at once now, or build two things at once. These pikemen continue to chase down Glorfindel. Glorfindel does not want to engage this. Yeah, he's going to turn around and get out of there. At least he wants to get off his horse. I believe he can do that. Yeah, he can. If he wants to fight those. And now the dwarves, without this constant pressure, have been able to build up a decent-sized force of mostly guardians. A couple pikemen in here just to deal with the horsemen, just in case. Osiris did get a stables up, but hasn't really been able to upgrade it yet. And I'm not sure he would want to anyways with these pikemen here and these narrow choke points on this map. Looks like I'm reinforcing my middle island with an additional tower here. Basically, I don't want to go in for the kill yet because I don't want to sort of draw the forces of my entire enemy sort of back and onto me. I would rather just help them at their positions while sort of holding down this middle area, as it's going to give me a ton of additional resources to help them. However, our ally Shadow here, trying to get out of battle wagons to deal with all these ground troops. No, there is no pikemen in here, but even a battle wagon against that many troops is not going to survive. And Shadow lost both his barracks up in the front, so he's had to rebuild both of them. And he's still built them a little far away from his... he actually has 3 barracks here. I'm not sure he can afford to produce off of this many barracks. And yeah, he's not producing... He's producing 1 guardian right now. And does not have any dwarven heroes on the field yet. It's just because he hasn't been able to get the resources. And now an additional resource structure falling. And Glorfindel here, I managed to throw down a heal as he battles against this enemy Glorfindel.